Welcome into Drew Staley Diamonds for Saturday, August 30th, 2025. I am Drew Martin breaking down the college football slate. 3 college football bets coming your way here. Starting early, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. So let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome. It helps grow the show in the YouTube comments below. Smash that like button if you're liking the content. First game up, Texas, Ohio State, a big one, 12 noon Eastern on Fox. We are seeing the Buckeyes -1 to as high as -2 home favorites, 47 and a hook being the total. Ohio State comes in national champions from last season. However, they do lose both coordinators. Chip Kelly there as the OC. We'll see how it affects them. They also lost 15 players to the NFL draft. So, hey, Ohio State's one of these programs now that kind of reloads, and they're going with the redshirt freshman saying we'll see how he does here against the Longhorns defense that has been pretty stout over the last year, over the last 2 years, really. They've held 19 of their last 26 opponents to 15 points or less. So Texas going on the highway here. I'm looking to be on them, guys. I mean, Arch Manning behind center. I know he's dealing with a lot of hype, but the short sample size we've seen in college football, he's looked the part. And you got to remember, this Texas team, that was a heck of a game against Ohio State in the college football playoffs last season, in the semifinal, actually. And last year, they did go into the Big House and beat Michigan, the reigning national champions from the year before. So, hey, this might be a similar theme here. Also, I'm doing this late Thursday night, actually early Friday morning. So I have the Thursday results from week 1. And sure enough, the Thursday road teams went 6-1 against the spread. Hey, Texas, +1.5 widely available. If you shop around, you can catch them +2. We're starting off with the Longhorns as the dog. We'll put the 2 in our pocket. Texas over Ohio State, starting us off on Saturday. Next one up, also 12 noon Eastern in Atlanta. It is Syracuse and Tennessee. This game on ABC. Tennessee -13 and a hook as the quote-unquote home favorite. Obviously a neutral site here in Atlanta. However, for what it's worth, I think there will be a lot more Volunteer fans in the stands than the Syracuse Orange. Either way, there'll be a lot of orange in the stands, 51 being the total. I like Tennessee here, guys. 9-0 against the spread. Their last 9 non-conference regular season games by a combined score of 306-16. Kind of speaks to Josh Heupel here. He's a coach that will run it up given the opportunity. And I know a lot of people pointing towards Tennessee's quarterback leaving. However, I almost think it's one of these, returning production's actually pretty high with Tennessee. And the quarterback competition, they feel good about it from all the press clippings. I think Tennessee offensively will be able to move the ball, controlled climate here in the ATL. And they're up against Syracuse. Syracuse, they lost a bunch off of last season. It was a good 2024. However, now we're talking 2025. They lost their quarterback, McCord. You might remember he had over 4,000 passing yards. They lost their 1,000-yard running back as well. 3 900-yard receivers are gone, and 5 starting offensive linemen. So, hey, it's the lowest returning production in the Atlantic Coast Conference. They also lost 7 of their top 10 tacklers off of last year's roster. I think Tennessee's the side here, guys. If you're ever going to lay a number, near 2 touchdowns or more, I lean to do so in college football in week 1. I think Tennessee blows out Syracuse in Atlanta. Got one game left, guys. It will be the nightcap for the show. Hardly a nightcap, though, with it being at 3:30 Eastern. But a reminder, if you could comment below, does help grow the show. Anything more than welcome. I'll be in there chiming it up with you on Saturday. Any questions, fire away. Where you agree, where you disagree. If you're interested in premium picks, check them out. WagerTalk.com, experts page, Drew Martin. All right, we got 3:30 Eastern on Fox, FBS versus FCS matchup here. It is South Dakota, the Coyotes, up against Iowa State, the Cyclones. -15.5, that is Iowa State at home in Ames, Iowa, as the home favorite, 46 being the total. This is a schedule spot play, guys. Iowa State, if you remember in week 0, they were out in Ireland. They beat Kansas State, a big-time Big 12 conference matchup, Great win overall. I think Iowa State will win this game. They might not, but I do lean that way. Obviously, the 15.5 points is that way. But really, traveling back from Ireland, a different continent, over the ocean, halfway across the country, and facing a South Dakota team, they were 11-2 last year. They were a Final Four team in the FCS. Not all FCS teams are created equal. South Dakota was a heck of a team last year. They return a bunch as well. They're catching more than 2 touchdowns here. I think Iowa State better be very, very careful. 15.5. Hey, I don't think they win by more than 2 touchdowns here, guys. I think this is closer than the odds makers are projecting. So we're going to go South Dakota, the Coyotes, plus 15.5 in the 3:30 kick in Ames, Iowa. So in recap, we got South Dakota plus 15 in the hook. We got Tennessee minus 13.5. That is the best bet for the show on the Volunteers. And we're leading it off with Texas plus 2 against Ohio State. That does it for the Saturday show. As always, thanks for tuning in. Comment below, smash that like button, cash those tickets. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.